Hello everyone, we are going to try a new book here today. This is Women in Art, 50 Fearless Creatives Who Inspired the World. And it's written and illustrated by Rachel Ignotowski. This book has like some really cool illustrations in it. So if anything, I really just hope that you enjoy looking at it like I do. So first one we are going to look at today is Christine de Pians, and she's an author and an art director of illuminated manuscripts. And she was born in 1364 and then she died in 1430. Christine de Pians was born in Italy in 1364. At a young age, Christine moved to Paris when her father was appointed as an astrologer for the French royal court. In medieval France, most women were not educated, nor had professions of their own. Instead, many girls were arranged to be married when they were young as 12 or 15 years old. So it was exceptional that Christine was taught to read and write by her father. So she spent her youth exploring the court's libraries and fell in love with books. At 15, Christine married a nobleman and a scholar, Etienne du Castel. She continued her studies and her husband encouraged her writing, which was unusual at the time. After 10 years of marriage, Etienne died, widowing Christine at 25. She had 3 children to support and 2 choices: remarry or use her talent to provide for her family. In the Middle Ages, it was acceptable for a widow to run a business. So she began her career by sending her poetry and prose to members of the court. She also started transcribing and illustrating other people's work. At the time, the illustrations that accompanied writing were incredibly important because very few people could read. These heavily illustrated texts were called illuminated manuscripts. By 1393, she became popular with the royal court for her love poems about her late husband. Many noblemen and even the Queen of Bavaria were patrons of her work, and Christine was able to fully provide for her family. Christine began writing about politics, morality, and the strength of women. One of her most important and famous books, the Book of the City of Ladies, was published in 1405. In it, she writes about the heroism of women throughout history and the oppression they faced in medieval Europe. In this book, Christine describes a utopian city built just for women, in which they live without fear of misogyny. Christine was one of the only authors who was involved in every step of creating an illuminated manuscript. She chose who illustrated her books and closely art-directed every detail. Throughout Christine's career, she produced 41 pieces of poetry and prose and became famous and well-respected. In 1418, she retired to a convent near Paris. There she wrote her last poem, The Song of Honor of Joan of Arc, in 1429. So there's lots of little details in here. Let's go and read some of these guys. Directed the art in her illuminated manuscripts, produced illuminated works that talked about women's rights during medieval times. Down here, this is actually a quote. If it were customary to send little girls to school and teach them the same subjects as are taught to boys, they would learn just as fully and would understand the subtleties of all art and sciences. And this was during her book, the Book of the City of Ladies. And then over here we have some other little details. Worked with female illustrator named Anastasia. Illuminated manuscripts had gold leaf on their pages and were luxury items for the wealthy. In 1404, she wrote a biography called The Book of Deeds and Good Morals of the wise King Charles V. Many male authors of the time made sexist remarks about women being seducers. Christine spoke out against this by writing The Tale of Roses in 1402. And then an illumination from the Book of the City of Ladies, Christine is shown helping build a new city with 3 women who each symbolize rectitude, reason, and justice. So these are the women. Here she is building the new city. Wow, I certainly learned a lot by this. This book is really fantastic and has lots of details. So I hope you did too, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, friends.